Today is a little bit about how to transition your career into cybersecurity without having a tech experience. So she'll be talking to us about cybersecurity. Okay, yeah. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Maryam. How you doing?
I am well, thank you. And how is it going? How is your day going?
Going well. How's yours going?
Yep, very busy at this end, but hey, let's keep it moving. So yeah, I was just talking to the audience that we'll be talking about cybersecurity, how to transition into cybersecurity without no tech experience, and you take us through that industry. So for the benefit of everyone listening, so you could introduce yourself.
Okay, thanks for having me, Maryam. So, hi everyone. My name is Faladi Goke. Um, I work in the industry presently. I've been within the cybersecurity, IT audit, and GRC space for over 12 years. I'm the founder and the lead trainer at Winfinite Consulting, where we offer training programs around cybersecurity, GRC, and IT audits. So today I will be talking, briefly about cybersecurity. So again, most times, I get similar questions. I have no proud tech experience. I work as an accountant. I work as a customer care representative. Since I moved to Canada, I've been unable to get a good job. I'm struggling. So basically, what I need you to take out of this call today is you can definitely transition into cybersecurity without having a degree in computer science or related courses. So in as much as you're able to get the training, a hands-on training where you learn the skills, you learn the lingo, you learn the keywords, and then you're able to get relevant certification so as to boost your resume, right? Then after that, you're able to go through interviews and demonstrate the knowledge you have. Once you're able to do all of this, then for sure you can successfully transition into cybersecurity. Another common question, a lot of people say, oh, I thought cybersecurity was really technical. Well, cybersecurity encompasses a lot, both technical and non-technical.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, you might be wondering, what is cybersecurity? It's such a buzzword, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
cybersecurity is, all about tools, processes, people to protect computer systems, sensitive data from digital attacks. Digital attacks being the keyword, right? So today, we're all connected to the internet. If you can see me or Maryam, or if you can hear me, then you're connected on the internet. So, and the more you use technology, the more you use the internet, you're widening your threat landscape. So your threat landscape is basically, all the key areas or all the points in which a malicious attacker can gain maybe unauthorized access or steal your confidential information. So say, for example, you're logged in right now and you're probably using maybe a public Wi-Fi. Now, I'm sure you've all heard that never use insecure or unknown Wi-Fi when performing bank transactions. And why? Because you can, there can be a man in the middle attack. Basically, let's say you're at the airports or wherever, you're connected to the internet, and then maybe unknown to you, the Wi-Fi you're connected to is actually, being scanned by a malicious attacker. So there are so many tools out there, free tools that you can use to scan all the traffic that is being, sent across the network. And if you log in into your maybe bank or any confidential information, that person is able to, see all the information, like your login details. And then when you log out, somebody is able to log into your account and they make transfers. I'm sure nobody wants to lose their hard-earned money. So that's for an individual. So now let's think from an organization's perspective. They have so many applications on the internet. They have, they work with different partners, different vendors, and they grant access to these vendors. They grant them access into their network. And even when you talk about the physical side of things, all sort of people walk into the office. You have cleaners, you have vendors, you have visitors. So that is why, cybersecurity is such a big deal, because again, the impact to the organization is always massive. So that is why there's an increasing demand for cybersecurity professionals. And not just in North America, it's globally. So whether you're in Nigeria, Africa, Europe, Asia, it's the same thing. A recent survey was done, and they noticed that, that space is growing exponentially. And the skilled workers that are available are unable to keep up. So that is why right now, I'm sure you would have noticed that the governments, private organizations, they're kickstarting all sort of initiatives to bring more people on board, to create that awareness about cybersecurity and to let them know that it can transition into cybersecurity. And more importantly, now that, a lot of big tech organizations are laying off people, the good thing about cybersecurity is you need someone within this space to protect your organization systems, to protect the network, to protect your customers, sensitive information. So this is one area you want to be, because not just now, the opportunities are limitless, and it's only going to keep evolving.
So what you're saying essentially is that cybersecurity is recession proof, in that it's not it's part of those jobs that are very essential to organization, and most people their jobs will be secure.
Very correct, Maryam. So it's recession proof. Even when organizations are laying off people, there are certain departments or people they cannot afford to lay off because the impact would be serious, right?
Wow.
So a good example, even in Canada, like at the beginning of this year, even LCBO, right? Their websites, they had an issue where attackers, exploited some vulnerabilities, and they were able to steal financial data of customers. About 2 years ago, in the US, there was a ransomware attack, for one of these oil companies. And the impact was huge. It affected companies, individuals, FBI was even involved. So just look, an organization has maybe thousands of employees. Maybe you receive emails or you send emails, someone sends you an email, and unknown to you, that attachment in that email probably has a Trojan horse or a backdoor or even a ransomware or a virus, and you don't, right? And you just download that attachment. As soon as you download it, whatever malicious software or Trojan horse is going to start running, right? And you would probably just notice that, oh, I downloaded an attachment and then my laptop restarted or my laptop was acting funny. But the virus might open a backdoor that grants the malicious attacker access into your organization's network. So this is one key area that organizations keep investing in, not only in tools, not only in processes, but as well as the people. And there are so many roles within the space. So the technical bit of things, if you want to go into technical cybersecurity, there are certain concepts you need to understand very well. For example, how to use Linux commands, because you're going to be doing a lot of configuration on the systems. You need to understand how network protocols, all those fancy things.
Yeah.
But for people that want to transition, I would recommend looking at the non-tech. So example, you have your cybersecurity GRC.
Okay.
So these are people that they don't do all the configuration on the security tools. What they look at is the risk. You manage cybersecurity risks. Remember, I talked about threat landscape earlier. So as an individual, if you look at your home, what are some of the threats in your home? Most times, maybe from the door, uninvited guests or thief.
Yeah.
But to look at the logical access of things, then you want to say, okay, can somebody gain unauthorized access into my public Wi-Fi? And because I use my public Wi-Fi for, bank transactions, sensitive stuff, once they gain unauthorized access into your Wi-Fi, they're able to use tools to sort of scan what you do, scan that traffic.
Wow.
They log into your TV. If your TV has a camera, there's this movie called Luther. It's showing on Netflix right now. If anybody has seen that movie, you would understand, how serious cybersecurity attacks can be. Imagine someone logs into your phone. You don't know. You're having conversations, sensitive conversations. Someone logs in, turns on your camera remotely, is watching what you're doing, is listening into your conversations. So that is for you as an individual. Now, multiply this and imagine how big a risk it will be for an organization. So when we talk about non-technical roles, you're looking at information security analyst, your cybersecurity awareness officer, your cybersecurity governance, security compliance analyst, security risk manager. I mean, all of these roles, they can give them different fancy names. But the really good thing about them is they are not very technical. So if you don't have that tech background, this is, a role that you can easily transition into.
Wow. So they're called different names in different organizations, but essentially it's the same job spec.
Correct. So for the non-technical roles, what they focus on is management of cybersecurity, compliance of security, strategy. So, and then these are things we all practice in our day-to-day activities. For example, if you want to invest in maybe a stock or a share of a company, you're going to do some sort of risk assessments. You might not call it assessment, but you're going to be asking yourself questions like, what's the probability that if I buy this stock, I'm going to make money versus lose money? So anytime you're doing pros versus cons, you're basically assessing the risk. And you're thinking, okay, if it goes haywire, this is worst case scenario. However, if it goes really well, I'm going to be rich, right? So that is you assessing your risk. That is you assessing what's the likelihood that this stuff is going to happen. And then what will be the impact if it happens? And then, again, even as non-technical people, we all do compliance. So when you give your partner or your kids, you tell them, oh, guys, when you come into my home, please, you need to take off your shoes, right? So that is an instruction, or that's like a policy. That's like your governance. And then you now say, okay, how can I ensure that everybody complies with this instruction? And you can decide that, you know what, I'm going to install a CCTV or a camera facing the door such that I'm able to see who comes in and doesn't take off their shoes. So that is you checking compliance, who is complying with it. So these are activities that we all do in our daily lives, right? So you don't need, basically all you need to do is leverage on some of the skills, and it will help you into successfully transitioning.
So, and I understand that you've been training people in this part for a long time. So, like, you have the industry experience. It's not a matter of you teaching a textbook course. Like, you have hands-on industry experience because you're still working in that space. So, can you just talk more about your industry experience?
Okay. So, I've been in the industry for over 12 years, and basically, I've been in the security side of things. So I started my career in consulting, and then in consulting, what do? You work for different client organizations. You provide experts' opinion. You also do what you call maybe a gap assessment, just to check what are the loopholes they have. From consulting, I then moved into telco, and then from telco, I then moved into financial industry. So basically, I've moved around industries. I understand, concepts of security, governance, risk compliance, and have done both technical and non-technical side of things. So from pen testing, patch and vulnerability management, to even GRC. Because even if you want to go to the technical side, wherever you work, risk is still very important. So resources, so before you start something, you want to think of, where do I want to focus? Which areas do I want to prioritize? So risk is a continuous process. So back to my background. So I work in the industry, and I've worked, in the North American continent. I've also worked in the African continent. I've consulted for organizations. I've also worked, with organizations within the industry. And I've been training people, helping them scale up, as immigrants, when we move to this country, for some people, it's really a struggle. They have prior experience from their home country. But when they get here, they need to understand the culture of the North American organizations. So I help people also in terms of coaching people, because at the same time, some people have the technical skills, but for one reason or the other, they are just unable to demonstrate their skills and knowledge during the interview. And I tell people, interviewing is an art. I'm sure you would notice that some people don't know the work, but they actually excel at interviews. But then when it's time to do the work, they struggle. So for the last 3 years, I've been working with people, providing them with practical skills, job ready,
Okay.
also how
Okay.
career services, your resume, how do you want to tailor your resume for the job you want and not the job you had? So that's a common mistake people make. When you document your resume, you don't sort of customize it or tailor it to the job you're trying to apply for. So we do also career coaching. And the good thing about career mentorship, you learn from other people. You learn from their mistakes. So these people have spent so long in this industry. They already know, the right strategy, the right approach for making your career successful. Okay. So with Wavenet Consulting, we offer so many programs around the cybersecurity and IT audit space. For beginners, we have a program called Building IT Audit and GRC. So what that does is it covers cybersecurity GRC as well as IT audits. Now, one quick question I got from my last information session. A lot of people struggle, to understand what is GRC, what is IT audits. Well, if you had joined my last information session, you would have seen that although they have different titles, but when you scroll down or dive deeper, you see that they are the same skill sets. You're going to be doing practically the same thing, whether as a GRC or as an IT auditor. The only difference is you're looking at it from different perspectives. So for a lot of GRC roles online, if you scroll down, you're going to see prior experience of IT audit is an added advantage.
Oh, okay.
And that's because when you're an IT auditor, what do? You review all technology domains, not just cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is one of the key domains. However, there are other technology domains. So basically, you already do this a whole lot. You speak to, both technical and non-technical people, process owners, developers, all of these people. So it's easy to take all that knowledge and excel, when you now go into a specific area.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a program coming up. It starts on May 6th. It's called Building IT Audit and GRC Capacity Program. It's an 8-week instructor-led class and 2 weeks self-paced training class. So in here, we'll be teaching you the skills, the experience, and it's hands-on. You get to use a lot of the tools that you'll be using when you actually start working. For example, on the vulnerability side, there are certain tools you want to at least understand. For example, you have SOS, you have Nmap, you have QualisGuard. So as part of this program, we're going to use QualisGuard to scan, maybe a particular server or particular network, just so that when you get on the job, you have that hands-on practical experience.
Okay.
And then you're able to build on top of it. So a lot of applications that organizations use, for example, you have ServiceNow GRC as an example of one of the common GRC tools used in Canada. You have Archer, you have so many other ones. So some of these tools, we use them just so you're able to get hands-on experience.
Okay.
So very hands-on. Of course, you can go online and Google what is GRC. Google all the risk frameworks. What is NIST? What is COBIT? What is ISO 27001? But the value you get from this training is it's hands-on. And recruiters now understand that during interview processes, they don't do theoretical anymore. What they do now, give you a case study. And if you only Google, you won't be able to customize your response to that particular scenario. So the most important thing we teach you in that training is how to apply your knowledge. When you work with company A, their infrastructure, their technology environment, it might be slightly different from company B, right? So the basic here is to be able to apply your knowledge to any scenario or any circumstance you find yourself.
Okay.
We also guide you through, because again, we know that you're a beginner. So we don't want you to be stuck halfway. So this happens to a lot of people. When you try to do it yourself at times, you get stuck halfway. And you're like, you know what, I'm done. So it's always good when you work with a career coach or a mentor that is within that industry and is already used to that. So the person is able to guide you up until you're able to get a job and you get comfortable in doing that job. So if you want to find out more, you can visit our website. Our website is www.winfiniteconsulting.com. Or better still, just put Winfinite Consulting on Google.
Okay, that's fantastic. And they can also reach out via social media as well.
Correct.
For the ones on social media, so they can send a direct message at Winfinite Consulting. And I understand there's an info session coming up next week, Saturday, as well, about cybersecurity.
Yes. So we have, a more detailed information session next week, Saturday. We're going to have, some guest speakers. So you're not only going to be hearing from me, you're also going to be hearing from some other industry leaders. Okay. So I'm bringing in one technical cybersecurity specialist who is a cybersecurity engineer. And then I'm bringing in a cybersecurity GRC specialist. And I also will be talking about what I do in more detail.
Okay, so you're bringing in a technical person and non-technical person in cybersecurity. Is the other person non-technical, the GRC?
Verify. Let me clarify.
Okay.
So basically, I'm bringing in two people. They are comfortable right now. What one does is not very technical.
Okay.
How what the other person does is a bit more technical. So that way, you get to find out, what exactly do these people do? You keep hearing GRC. What does it look like? What is a day in the life of a GRC specialist?
Okay.
What is a day of a cybersecurity engineer?
Okay. Okay. Wow. So to register for the info session, they can get that on the website, and will the link be in bio as well on the social media page?
Yes. So it's on our social media page. Or you could also send us a message. It's also on our website.
Okay. And also, for the benefit of people listening to us, thank you so much. If you'd like to learn more about this session coming up, you can also reach out to us. We can connect you with the team at Winfinite Consulting. And you can also subscribe to, I know you guys have a mailing list as well, where you send out information about the courses. And the next cohort is happening in May.
Starting on May 6th, so registration is ongoing. But then it's okay. If you're not ready to register right now, you could still go to our website and subscribe to our newsletter. So we're also trying to bring in as many people, as possible. So we share a lot of free materials, free resources. So even if you're not joining the program, you can actually get started.
At least to be part of the community, so that you kind of like prepare yourself and decide whenever you're ready.
Correct.
Okay. But most important thing for me is the info session, so that you can attend and get more information and also ask questions about the career path, so that and this one coming up next week is solely focused on cybersecurity.
Yes.
Which is good, because you've done the IT audit and GRC part.
Correct.
That was, I think, last week.
Yeah, I think about 2 weeks ago. So this one is just
2 weeks ago.
solely focused on cybersecurity. And then the last topic we'll be about is convergence of IT audit, GRC, and cybersecurity.
And cybersecurity, yeah. So if anyone has any questions before we go off this live, this is an opportunity so that she can answer as best as she could. So I'd like to appreciate everyone that has tuned in to listen to us. I always say this: knowledge, as a new immigrant or an immigrant already settled in, never say never. You can start all over again. You can scale into anything. That the environment is so, like, it's gives the opportunity for you to kind of pursue anything. And right now, a lot of careers out there, but cybersecurity is one very important career path, because you were talking about malicious attack and all that, and I remember even recently I think I was about to be compromised with my bank login details, and the bank sent me a message. I don't know if it's from their cybersecurity department or like
from fraud. So for that, you have some
from fraud.
that have been
So,
configured to monitor some red flags. All
mhm.
right. So that
So do they work in addition with people in the cybersecurity space as well? Risk and
for, for every organization, for most
Mm,
activities like that, they need the
mm.
security people to help them configure some of those things, security.
Okay.
So
Okay.
cybersecurity and fraud, right,
Mm,
work together.
okay.
Yeah.
They work together. Wow, that's very important. So imagine the bank not having such protection. That means a lot of people's money will just be flying. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and the same thing with credit cards, the same thing with online login portals.
Especially in this part of the world where phishing is so common. I mean, I'm sure if you live in this part of this world, you would have been exposed to phishing. So phishing is when you get calls and they tell you this is one company, you have a package, press 1 to
Mm,
continue, all those funny
yeah.
calls. All
Click on this
those,
link to access your something
exactly.
something. Yeah.
Or even smishing, which they send via text. So smishing is also phishing, and they put a link in there, which most times is malicious. And most times
Hmm.
they spoof that email to look like an actual link, something you can recognize. But if you hold
Yeah.
mouse over that link, you will see that the destination URL is different, right? So
Wow.
you don't want to fall victim to all of these attacks. So that is why, organizations, and even when you join any new organization, I'm sure you know that the first few weeks you do a lot of trainings, because the
Yeah.
thing about cybersecurity is you're only as strong as your weakest link. And unfortunately, no matter how fancy your security tools, no matter how good you configure them, all it takes is for one employee to click on, a bad link or a malicious
Wow.
link. So
Wow.
again, it's a continuous process.
Wow. Yeah. So good to know. It's very important. And I've done a bit of research on my own as well. And I'm like, every company has to be fully secured. And the cybersecurity space is one very important career path for people that are looking to scale, because every company has that department and they need more professionals in that field. So yeah, someone was saying that that's true. So if you're ready to take the next step, I will suggest attend the info session coming up next Saturday. Then you decide if you're going to be signing up. But the trainer has made it very easy in the sense that you're getting hands-on training, you're getting after on the job support,
But on
as well as
but
resume prep, interview prep. So it's a fantastic package. So get the registration link is on their website. So get in to attend the info session and ask more questions as you can, because we won't be able to take a lot of questions on this live. So, but like I said, you can always try to scale into anything right now, and cybersecurity is a very good space. And the main thing is you need to learn about it before you can even get a job in that space. You
very
need the
correct.
technical knowledge. You need someone that has experience, been in the field for a very long time, over 12 years of experience across different industries. So it goes to show whether you get a job in pharmaceutical, financial industry, consulting, anything, like the trainer has a lot of experience. So, yep. I'd like to thank everyone. If you've just 5 more minutes to go, if you have any questions, please ask. If it's about the upcoming info session, please ask. And I know you also said there's a payment plan as well, if for people that eventually sign up, so that we know how it is financially and all. So you've even made it very easy.
Yes.
Can you talk more about that?
So on joining, you need to make a deposit, and then you can structure it in whatever way works for you. So
Mm,
you make a deposit at sign up, and then you need to pay the balance. on or before the 5th week of the training. Okay. And then more importantly, most times when people schedule calls with me, they always, want to say, okay, I've gone through your website, I've gone through the brochure, but I just want to speak with
Mm.
you. Is it really possible? I'm worried, I have imposter syndrome, I have all of these doubts. Well, I'd like to tell you today, it's very possible. We've coached a lot of people to be successful.
Mm.
So in our last information session, we had 2 of our alumni, speak. One moved to Canada and he was struggling financially. He got a survival
Wow.
customer care representative. So we're able to take, his prior skills and then help him highlight transferable skills. We provided that hands-on training. We built his
Wow.
company and then took him all through, providing him with a career roadmap. And today, guess what? His first job was in consulting. And he has
Wow.
even moved from consulting and he's now working with a bank.
Yeah,
So
that's fantastic. From one industry to another, because the more you gather the experience, the more you're comfortable to
correct.
scale to the next big job.
Correct. So, I mean, the last time he called me, he was like, I just, FYI, I just wanted to, let you know that I've moved. So, another good thing about the tech space is you can move around. Say your first job is an IT risk specialist. After 1 year, you can decide that, I want to go into security compliance. After some time, you can easily move around because it's similar skill sets.
And it's constantly evolving.
Constantly evolving. Constantly. You're
Mm.
going to, keep getting better, keep excelling. And another fantastic thing is, aside from the fact that this, job is highly in demand, the compensation is
Mm.
very nice. I'm sure, you want to get compensated for the work you do in a very good way,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So there are a lot of reasons why you should consider this. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to join our next information session and we will address all of it.
Okay. That's great. Yeah. So on this note, we'd like to say bye-bye so that the lead trader can go prepare for the upcoming info session next week. And like I said, it is very easy to access the team. Just send a direct message or you go on their website and I think there's also a button there for you to send in a request. Like also, I'll always suggest that people should sign up if you are interested in a career path. Please subscribe to some of these platforms so that you don't miss out on any information coming up. So maybe somebody might wake up one day and say, "Oh, Fola, I would like to sponsor 3 people in the next cohort training." How will you know that there's something happening? Because definitely people on their mailing list will be the first people to know about this
Right.
opportunity. So I would always encourage people, please sign up our own mailing list as well. The link is in our bio on Canada Vendors. We send out information. We still sent out an email about the training. And we're still going to send out an email about the info session happening next week, Saturday. So someone is asking, when is the next class?
So the next class starts on May 6, 2023. Registration is ongoing for that right now. You can register via our website. But if you're unable to join the May cohorts, we usually have 4 cohorts per year. So the next one is
Okay, I can see that you've typed it in the comment section.
yes.
Mm.
As well.
Okay, so it starts May 6th.
Yes. So registration is ongoing right now. So if you go to our website, you can register.
Okay, and if the person is also interested, you can attend the info session on Saturday so you can learn more about the training. Because this is just a short interview, just to let you guys know that there's an info session happening next Saturday. So the best thing to do is to attend the info session. I think that's the question is from Timbo the King. Are you in Canada by chance? Just to also let people know is that this training is not only limited to people in Canada. It's a global training. Cybersecurity exists in every country. So you can be in Africa, Europe, Australia, anywhere in the world you can attend this training because it is virtual. So tell a friend to tell a friend. If you have friends that have been looking to get into the cybersecurity space, doesn't really matter if they're not in North America. you can tell them, oh, it says it's in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, a perfect candidate.
Also coming from Asia,
I think
Europe,
yeah,
America.
yeah, America. So yeah, so distance is no barrier as a it's a global training. Like you just all you need to do is sign up and get your login details and you're in the class. She's also, you guys are both in North America, so I think Texas is like an hour behind Toronto, I think, right now. So there's really no issue of time zone. I'm 8 hours, 10 hours. So the classes are suitable for anyone in any part of the world, and it's hands-on, meaning you're going to be getting someone to take you through step by step. And this is one thing about me. When anyone is saying, "Oh, I'm coming to train, I can train," experience matters. Somebody that is still in that field, not someone that left the field like 20 years ago, and will now come and say, "I want to start teaching." Meanwhile, between that 20 years, the industry has evolved. She works in the financial services industry, still there, knows what is happening right now, kind of like knows what they would even ask you at the interview. She mentioned it earlier now that interviews are project specific. It's not theoretical anymore, it's practical. So you have to like talk about scenarios on projects you've worked for. And how do you get that? It comes with experience. It's not something you can go read in a textbook.
No.
And that's why I am no, that's why I am advocating for this. If you have that interest, like there's so many non-techie roles out there, but cybersecurity is recession proof, and that's one thing you have to look at as well. So I think someone asked about the full cost of the course. Okay, you've put the information out there
Yes.
as well.
Just say 2,000 Canadian dollars and payment plan. So upon registration, you make a deposit and then you complete payments by week 4. And we also accept PayPal, and I understand that PayPal has, a plan where you can pay 4 times. So for sure, we find ways to support, our participants.
That's awesome. Yeah, the payment plan is fantastic because we all know how it is, especially for people that are struggling with income and they're trying to scale into another field. So, and for someone in the US, you are even at a upper level in terms of the currency. So, but the main thing, like I said, is not even about the money. It's about being in a career path that would really change the status quo. Is cybersecurity, like I said, you even be helping a lot of people going into that field, because right now, I think the last time we spoke, you said there were not too many women in the cybersecurity space.
So
Yes.
I would just release a survey, and what they noticed is there are only, out of the entire cybersecurity workforce, only about 30% are ladies. So ladies, where are you guys? We need to break barriers. We need to stretch ourselves. This is something that we can do. There are a lot of even groups, women in cybersecurity. There's a conference coming up, sometime in May. So we need to do more. Even if you don't want to do the training, at least, learn as much as you can.
About the industry. Yeah. Someone like me now, you sparked that interest already. I've started reading a lot of articles about cybersecurity. I want to know how each company is protected, especially for a lot of us that we do online transactions. We get people's data through some of our our portals. I have a ticket payment platform hosted on my website where I get data of people on a weekly basis. And I know the company, the host company, they will definitely have a cybersecurity specialist. For sure, for them to have embarked, yeah. So
a specialist, because that has to do with security compliance. So when you're talking about security, that also comes under cybersecurity. So you get the idea, specialist, security compliance, which is even one of the things we cover in the class. So PCIDS, I know this is an area a lot of people are interested in. It has to do with how organizations that store card data or process card data comply with security standards.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and we have the founder of Red Locks Consulting saying that we need more black females in cybersecurity, just like for Lashade, and even less black female representation. And now, I think I'm going to take this course personally. Everywhere I go, I'll be letting people know. Like we have to, the more we spread this awareness. So everybody, this is not like you will be seeing more of us as much as possible talking about how a lot of women can come into this space. So there has to be at least the representation level has to rise a little bit. Yeah, and please, as much as possible, I know some of you have friends that are looking to scale into this career path. Don't hide this information. Please share this information to them. I don't think I've seen any platform more vested in cybersecurity of late, especially in our community. Someone that understands the language, that knows how to be a new immigrant or an existing immigrant who is looking to scale into another career path. So please share this information with your friends in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere in the world. If they are looking to scale into this career path, they can attend the info session next Saturday and decide from there if they want to participate in the training. So it is very important we empower our community with information. We have all what it takes. Fola is a black woman here in Canada, thriving in the tech space. If she can do it, you can do it as well. So we should not be limited by what people are saying that, it's not your type that they're looking for there. No, we have what it takes to scale. If you see her, you should see yourself in her. Whether male or female, we can do as much as what others are doing. But for you to scale into that career path, you need hands-on training. There was a day I went to look at some of the job description on LinkedIn, and I was like, this is not something you can go on YouTube and say you want to self-learn, because clearly the job description was talking about industry knowledge. They don't want to spend their money to employ you and you don't have what it takes to excel at
Yeah,
the job.
no
So,
value.
yeah, because there are some people will be like, I can't learn on YouTube. Don't worry, go on YouTube. I see the ones on YouTube too. You cannot, you cannot, you can't get every detail because a lot of people are always on the DIY route. It's not possible. You need someone already in the field that has industry experience. It shows, it will set you apart. Because when you go for an interview, the expected questions already, someone in the industry will know what they will ask you. Because imagine Fola's department now, they're looking to recruit someone. Already, Fola knows that what they do daily, what they need that person for. So it's not a matter of you going for the interview and be like if you attend, it's true. The recruiter knows what they want. So you must be able to deliver. And that's why I tell people as much as possible, I'm not saying YouTube, you shouldn't watch YouTube for some stuffs, but it's just like saying you want to go and learn medicine or like every career has a structured, detailed way of doing things, which you can't do DIY for it. You need a professional to take you through. So looking forward to everybody if you're going to sign up for the info session. But if you're already convinced, the cohort starts in May, so you can as well go ahead and start making your inquiries about that. I'd like to appreciate everyone that has joined us from different parts of the world. I didn't even know we'll have someone from Texas. I felt it was, but well, it's expected. It's a global space online. So please, let's spread the word. Let's get more people, more Black people in the tech space as much as possible.
And more we
Yeah, and more women as well in the tech space. Very important. So reach out to us or to the team on our social media pages or on the website. So it's very important. I always say info sessions are one of the best because that's where you get to speak with get to listen to the trainer and all your questions, bring all your questions. It's always very interactive. So you bring all your questions before you make a decision. And like I said, she's approachable. She just talked about speaking with a lot of people on the phone about busting their meat about cybersecurity. And that is it. Not everybody is accessible. I've heard about trainers in different fields that would, once you pay, that's it. No one like you attend the class and be done with it. No, it's not like that. It's a very, very structured interaction. And I'm glad you invested time in that as well. Because there are some people, they really need to speak to someone. It's not a matter of you typing, or they really need to speak to someone to assure them that what is the decision they are taking is the right one for them. So
this week,
that's very, very commendable. Yeah.
thanks, Miriam. So this week, especially those that signed up for weekly newsletter,
Hmm.
this week, I'm speaking to people personally. So if you go to our website, at the very top right, there's a button there to speak with a career advisor. So go in there, schedule 15 minutes call with me. If you have questions, you need any assurance, let's have a quick chat.
That's important. That's good. Yeah. That's good. And hey, that 15 minutes, hey, it's gonna save some people a lot in terms of how they want to take the next decision they're about to take as per their career path. So please share the word, spread the word. Cybersecurity is here to stay. It is in demand. The industry is thriving well. It is recession. That any job that is recession proof, just know that in the next 10 years, because the way technology is going, we will need protection against, because even as the softwares are evolving, malicious attackers too, they are
Also
evolving.
evolving. Miriam,
Everybody is up. Huh? What?
I say you start speaking keywords. I
Absolutely.
like.
Hey, yeah. So, because like I said, I had to kind of understand what is going on in that industry as well. So this is not me coming to sugarcoat things for people. I did my research as well that it is recession proof. So if you go on LinkedIn, one of the top jobs in demand in 2023, cybersecurity is there, IT audit is there, GRC is there. So it's not, people should go and do their research. Nobody's coming here to sell anything. Just we're all educated. We know how to use a computer. So someone asks, it's true. Do you provide any form of internship after the training as to gain some form of experience?
Okay, so for that, we do not provide formal internship, and even if we do, it is just open to a few people. But what is more important is the career roadmap we provide. Right, so based on your performance during the training, we're able to highlight your skills, your areas of strength, and then recommend the right certification for you, and then provide you with your short-term or long-term career goals. Now, your experience from your previous jobs, what we need to do is to flip it in such a way that it is now we need to call out all the tech activities, no matter how small. A lot of people, you do a lot of activities, you don't even know that, oh, this thing is tech related, right? Maybe for your team, when somebody needs access to a system, user access creation. For your team, maybe you're in accounting, you're the one responsible to speaking with IT. Basically, you start doing access management. That's basically what you've been doing. So what we do is call out all of these things so that way we're able to position you in the right way to get the job.
Wow.
But
that's awesome.
With organizations on the possibility of short-term internship.
Okay. Because I know as the more the brand expands, more opportunities would definitely be available for people that are participating in the core training. Yeah, but the main thing is that the job, because after you finish the training, the next thing is you want to enter the job market. So the projects that you will be trained on that will prepare you to speak at the interviews. To me, I see it as an informal internship.
Correct, because questions are, most times scenario based, right? Towards the end of the training, the last weeks, what we do, we focus, solely on case studies. So all what you've learned over the weeks, how are you able to apply it to different scenarios? So, class is broken down into different breakout rooms. So people need to brainstorm because that's really the learning. So that when you go for interviews, irrespective of the question or scenario they ask you, you're able to speak to it.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So if anyone has more questions, we have to go off exactly by 2 because of the video as well, so that we're able to save it. If it's too long, Instagram might block it out, so that others that were not able to join us live can watch the replay. So we'll be going off now, but feel free, like I said, one of the most accessible platforms I personally have ever known. I know a lot of coaches, they don't have time, but it's not the case with the founder of Win Finite. You can send a direct message on Instagram, or you can connect with her. Like she said, there's a 15 minutes, is it 15?
Yes, 15
15
minutes call.
minutes career call that you can schedule on their website. So I rarely see such. Believe me when I say it's not common. I know what I'm saying. I've been on this space for the past 6 years. People are not so accessible. So you want to take that opportunity as much as possible to ask your questions. But major thing is to attend that info session. If you really, really want to go further in this career path, that info session, I say it's very important because you're even able to meet other people that you can network with in because it's virtual. In the comment section, people can share their ideas and thoughts about the career path, so you can network with them. So very important. So on this note, I'd like to wish everyone a fantastic Sunday, and have a great week ahead. So thanks for coming on board at such short notice to talk about this
And
as well.
thanks
And
for joining and your
no
question.
worries.
So,
Yeah, and
next
yeah,
Saturday.
yeah, absolutely. All the best for the info session next Saturday. If you go on Canada Vendors, you see some of Fola's video talking about the cybersecurity, IT audit, and GR. So you can click on some of the videos and also watch, because she answered some industry questions about the career path in some of the videos as well. And also go read testimonials. I tell people it's not a matter of saying I train. People are getting jobs. Lives are changing. Go on the page, the social media page, and read the testimonials as well. They are immigrants like yourself and myself who have taken that decision, and they took that leap, and everything has changed for them. Very, very important. So thank you so much. And obviously, this is not the last. We'll still be having more interviews coming up. But I love people to attend the info session. Just go online to their website and register. Okay.
All right.
So bye for now from here. Okay then. Bye bye. Yeah.